Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
He's the former Triple M Rush Hour host who for 16 years kept everyone laughing and informed and emotionally equipped. But Gus Worland has shifted his focus. He's making his first foray into children's literature with his book Boys Don't Cry. Gus, hello.
Yeah, g'day. Great to see you guys.
Before we get to the book, and I do want to talk about the book.
Sure.
How are you feeling about Triple M's Drive show?
Yeah, disappointing. I was on the Drive show for the last 3 years and obviously replaced by Marty, who was on before us, but he got an extra couple of hours when our show was wound up. He's been close to the line many, many times, as a lot of comedians go. But firstly, he was wrong yesterday in the information that he gave out. And then secondly, the way that he did it made us all feel, and we all love the M's, including you guys, made us all feel really, really sad. And I'm glad that they made the decision to give him the flick. The apology was never going to be enough, and we just need to change the way that we look at things at Triple M. I told the management there many years ago, we've got a responsibility, talking to so many men every single day, to actually change what it takes to be a man. And we have to get away from these 1980s and 90s thoughts and get into the real world and understand that. And that's our responsibility. And you're right, Laura Boucher, who's now in charge, she'll make a huge difference. And also there's another bloke called Matthew O'Reilly, who's a really good guy, and he'll do it as well. But it's just going to take time. But I'm glad they gave him the flick.
Well, we don't want him to get too good. You know, I like the fact that we don't, let's just
well, like you said, you were happy every time you beat Triple M. Well, that happened.
You know, those guys, Amanda and I, how we got together as a show was Andrew was sick and I filled in for a week.
Andrew Denton.
Yeah.
And at the end of that week, I was so depressed because I thought this is the best radio I've ever done, but the dopes that run this place will never see that because I'm not a big-time star or a nameless comedian.
Yeah.
And so I remember saying to the boss at the time, for me to beat Triple M or be on breakfast, I have to go across the road and beat you guys. Wow. So I get great satisfaction whenever the ratings come out and we're smashing Triple M. Yeah. I love that. I live for that.
You did it a lot. So you should.
I've made it my business.
Well, that's their loss. That's their loss.
But you know, when we're talking about how men behave, how men speak in public, how men actually think, I've been very distressed at the rise of men like Andrew Tate. There's this giant vacuum for how young boys feel and how they're taught to behave. Andrew Tate is misogynistic and appalling, and I don't think many parents know what their sons are looking at. What have you seen about the messages young men are getting?
Well, the messages now are so easy to get. That's the problem. You know, like I even had my own son listening to the Andrew Tate for a while, and we had to sit down and adult him. We had to be a parent for a few weeks there to make him understand what sort of filth that bloke was coming up with. But unfortunately, these young kids, it's so easy to find this information now. They feel attached to him in some way. And you know.
But is this because they see softer men as being weak?
Absolutely.
So how do we change that?
Well, generation by generation, and I suppose that's what we do at Gotcha for Life, is letting blokes know that it's the different set of rules now, what it takes to be a boy and to be a man. You've got sons yourself, and you'd understand this. At the end of the day, it is the most important thing to be real and to be human, which means you feel all the feels. And that's pretty much what Gotcha for Life is all about, building that emotional muscle so you can have a conversation of gravity rather than just living in this BS sort of banter land where people are just talking nonsense just for the sake of it and filling up the day with words which just make no sense at all. So that's what I'm about, but it's going to take time. I reckon slowly but surely we are getting better.
But as you say, you have to target younger and younger, which is why you've written a kids' book.
Yeah, exactly. We've been at Gotcha for Life now for 9 years. The last year or so, we've focused on primary schools. And primary schools, we've got schools now doing mentally fit primary schools, which is fantastic, piloting with us. Many schools in the Sydney area that would be listening now. And this little book just sort of adds to that. And this boy's not having a particularly good day, and he just builds and builds and builds and holds on to these emotions. And then eventually he says to his dad, I've had a tough day, and shows some real emotion and cries, and then everything gets better. It doesn't mean we burst into tears every 5 minutes or have deep and meaningful conversations all the time, but to be able to be emotional, to be human. So many men, Jonesy, of our age, have told me that their emotional tap was turned off in the primary school at the age of 5, 6 or 7. They showed emotion and someone said something to them. They felt so much shame, so much guilt. They felt so bad. They'll go, I'm never going to feel that way again. So all of a sudden, we shove everything down.
Yeah.
You know, but those shows like Married at First Sight, when the women say, I want someone who's vulnerable and strong And then the minute a man shows vulnerability, they tell him to man up.
Yeah.
So women aren't.
But also when a
women
man
need to know-
shows strength as well, like if you speak directly, you can also at the same time be accused of being a bully and a
it's
dictator.
tricky. It's tricky
It's
out there.
it's a fine line.
It certainly is a fine line, and you're right. And those shows as well. I mean, I'd ban those shows as well. Like most of them are absolute rubbish. But you know, I've actually gone on dating shows as me, looking like me, and we sit in front of like 10 girls, and you have 2 minutes to chat. And I've got blokes next to me that look like models. At the end of the 2 minutes, they go, "I want to date you, me, rather than this other bloke." And they're looking at me going, "Why would they want to date you?" And I go, "Because I'm real and I'm fair income." That's what girls really want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they want someone who, of course, you need to be strong and not bursting into tears all the time, but to show that you're human is absolutely what it's all about, and that's what women want, and blokes need to be more like that. But we've been shoved it down our throat all our lives to man up and shut up. Well, it's time to man up and speak up, and that's what I'm trying to do with this book and all the work at Gotcha.
Well, good on you, mate. I love the book. It's a great story. I like when he gets bitten on the bum by a platypus.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Spaceship lands on his foot. I mean, he's not having a good day.
This is just Gus Worland's weekend.
Hey, I want to congratulate you guys too on just all your success and so forth.
Thank you.
So,
We'll tell that to the executives at Triple M.
Well,
could have had this
I think
20
you're
years
very
ago,
happy
boys.
right here, and
Yes,
the view
no,
here
we
is
love it
beautiful,
here.
and you've got a beautiful show and great loyal listeners.
The
so
future is gold for us, mate.
bloody oath.
Thank you, Gus.
Well done. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for joining us, Gus Worland.
Pleasure.
Check out the book, Boys Do Cry, available now.